Today, let's take a look inside Stonewalkers, the first campaign-length hardcover adventure for the Cosmere RPG. But before I open up this book, because this is full of spoilers, I want to talk about the other accessories that we have for folks who want to play this adventure. So, starting with the Stormlight Token Collection. So this set of 195 character and creature tokens contains every token you're going to need to play through any scenes that might end up on a battle map in the Stonewalkers story. So these are double-sided tokens that contain the characters that you're going to face, as well as some additional tokens like all the tokens you need for Bridge 9, tokens of all of the cool adversaries from the Stormlight World Guide. But we've really put a lot of thought into making sure that those are as easy to use as possible for people who are playing for Stonewalkers. We also have the Stormlight Adventure Maps. So this folio of maps includes 18 battle maps, 5 handout maps, and 1 Roshar world map. So what that looks like is, for example, here is a handout map showing a peek at the Kholin war camps. So this is just a portion of the Kholin war camp. Here's sort of the center, and here's a place where a lot of the action is happening. And you can just put this on the table, show it to your players, and say, hey, where do you want to go in the war camp? What do you want to explore? Here is a little more zoomed in than that. This is a map from the first scene where we don't expect a combat to break out in this map, but we do expect characters to be kind of sneaking around or checking things out. And this just makes it easier to say, okay, which wagon are you going to? If you do get into combat, we have battle maps. And this is a map with a nice 1-inch grid that you can put miniatures on or your tokens on and play out that combat. This is also from the first chapter and depicts a Chull and wagon stuck in a suspicious creme puddle. And this might be a place where combat breaks out. And if you're really going for something impressive, we have a big set piece battle map like this one, where this is going to fill up your table and let you play out a really important tactical scene, in this case, one from Chapter 3. Before you get started, if folks are new to the setting, they don't have to, but they can read through Welcome to Roshar, this great guide that tells you the basics of what people can expect to find in this world, its flora and fauna. This is a really quick, just way to go through what Sprin are, some of the fundamentals of the setting that will help people decide, which nations and cultures they want their characters to be from. If you want to go a step further than that, you can take the first step. This is a level 0 adventure. It's entirely optional, but this is a nice experience maybe for people who are newer to RPGs and you want to play through something that is structured a little bit more like a choose your own adventure story, where you start with a blank character sheet and the choices you make ultimately determine what kind of character you're going to be. So as the GM, you can track the choices that people are making and how those are guiding them to becoming a member of a particular heroic path, like agent, envoy, hunter, leader, scholar, or warrior. Perhaps the kind of radiant order they might join someday, while of course also doing things like picking up items and interacting with characters, revealing things about what culture they might be from. So this is a very fun way to maybe build a character while leading directly into the Stonewalkers adventure by introducing a character who Stonewalkers assumes that the characters kind of begin the adventure knowing. All right, so now we're going to look into Stonewalkers. And again, there's a lot of spoilers in here, so I want anybody who's playing this adventure to stop watching right now. I expect the view count for this video to show a sharp decline in views right at this point in this video, okay? All right, if you're still with me, I'm going to flip past this lovely imagery by Petar Penev and show you a little bit of what's inside. So in our intro, you get the basics of what you need to know to run this adventure. There's a royal, a void spren that singer characters might bond during this adventure. Here's information about key NPCs, some character backstory ideas to get the character relationships established. And then we head into Chapter 1. And in Chapter 1, you're going to meet a very important character named Talm, as well as other named characters, like in this case, Borden, an existing canonical character who we get to hang out with a bit more in this adventure. And you get to be in this adventure people who are responsible for solving a mystery that has persisted in the Stormlight archive for some time, which is what happened to Ton's honor blade? Well, the answer turns out to be this guy, a character named Yilt, and his lieutenant Kayana. They are part of a splinter organization of truth watchers that exist and are based out of the city of Ral Alorum, where you're going to end up at the very end of this adventure. So I don't want to reveal too much here, but I will say that every chapter is beautifully illustrated. You're going to be able to move across the entire map of Roshar. You're going to get to spend time on the front of the Umuli Tukari War. You're going to get time to face regals and fused and new types of characters that we haven't seen before, going to some very cool places. You're going to meet 3 different heralds over the course of this adventure. Ooh, what is that? That's something very cool. And here we have every adversary you need to run this adventure in the back of the book. So you actually don't need the Stormlight World Guide to play through this adventure, though of course it is recommended to get all of the details about this wonderful world. So that is a peek inside Stonewalkers. We think it has turned out incredibly well. We've given you everything you need to deliver your players an amazing experience. And I would say, even if you don't want to run this adventure, get it so that you can see how we build adventures within this world and within this system. And for cool mechanical details like, boons and curses from the Night Watcher. So, all right, that was a cool random page to end the video with. Enjoy. We can't wait to get this into your digital hands on July 23rd and your physical hands in September and beyond. Thanks very much for checking it out.